Hi, good morning. I hope you're having a good day so far today. So, for me, the main thing that I would like to do, but I don't know if I'll have time to do, is go at least look for some flip-flops or sandals or something that isn't a shoe that I need to wear sock with, basically, because I had to do that all last year, and I don't want to do that again this year because it was such a pain. I could not find one that I liked, that was comfortable, that fit well. So I would like to go and at least look for that today. I'm not sure again if I will or not because today might actually be a lot busier than I was expecting, so I might not have time, unfortunately. But I do know that I'm going to be getting the vinegar bag off of my shower head, and hopefully that came clean enough so that way, the little, I think they're called nozzles, I'm not entirely sure, but the little places where the water comes out of, hopefully that's not clogged anymore. It was a lot worse than I thought, so apparently that's been a bit clogged for a while and I just finally noticed it, but at least it's getting clean now. And besides that, the other thing that I would like to do, if I get a chance, again I might not, is say hi to Bones finally in Animal Crossing because I have not played since I asked him to move onto my island and I want to say hi to him because he's lived on my island now for at least almost a week. Just haven't had any time to play, which is really kind of annoying because I like to play every day, but I just haven't had time. I mean, I'm glad that I have been super busy, so it's not like I'm super complaining about it. It's just, I want to play Animal Crossing. And also today I would like to bring my tomato plants outside again because I think today's going to be a little bit warmer than it was yesterday. It's still going to be really cold, but I would still like to bring them outside, hopefully. Also, the tomatoes on this plant look like they're starting to change color, so I might be able to harvest like quite a few of them. Don't know if it'll be today or tomorrow, but definitely looks like it's gonna be soon. But anyway, besides all of that, also I will be knitting today, working on that square. Hopefully I'll finish it, I'm not entirely sure. So yeah, today is gonna be another busy day for me. Right now, I just wanted to say good morning, and I hope you're having a good day so far today, and I'll see you in a little bit. I would say that definitely worked. We have water now coming out of all of the little nozzles. That is so exciting. I did not realize how bad that was. There you go, little ones. Enjoy your day today. We're gonna go try and find some sandals. Wish me luck. We have little flowers starting to wake up out here. We are back, and technically I did bring you with me, and I did not record. It was honestly really busy in there, so I am so sorry, but I did try. But I actually was successful. I got Crocs. I used to have these when I was younger, like literally, I think this was 20 years ago when I last had like an actual pair of Crocs. So I got one of those. I'll show you them in a minute. And I also got some sandals, like flip-flops, which I was looking for, which is what I originally went for, and it's super exciting. I've had Crocs flip-flops a couple of years ago, but I wore them out, so I don't have them anymore, unfortunately, but I loved them. These ones are even better than that, though. Obviously, this is not sponsored in any way, shape, or form, by the way. I literally bought these today, so yeah, this is nothing like that. Not given to me, not sponsored, nothing. I got these because they actually fit my feet. These are the flip-flops that I got. This was literally the only color that they had. Got some flip-flops, which I'm very excited actually fit my toes and feet and everything, so yay. I had to redo that because I couldn't get the box open with one hand, but anyway, these are the other Crocs that I got, and these are the original style, but they're white. I wanted black ones. They did not have those in my size, so I got white ones. I know they're gonna get disgusting really, really fast, but that's perfectly okay. I honestly really like the white, so I hope that they stay looking nice for a while. And I also got one of these little things to put in the shoe. It's a little daisy and it's so cute. I got a tiny one because I don't know if it's gonna be annoying on the shoe, but it's so cute. It's a little daisy. So yeah, I got two new pairs of shoes today when I honestly didn't even think that I was gonna get one. So I am so happy right now. And it's fun being able to have an actual pair of Crocs again. It's been seriously like 20 years since I've had one, and I wore them out literally to the point where they they were broken and held together with super glue. This is such an awkward angle, and yes, I know the socks are a terrible color, but these are what the Crocs look like on. I know they look ridiculous, but my goodness, they are so comfy, and I am just like, yeah, these things are amazing. So these are gonna be super easy to put on and off in the summer, and I don't need to wear socks with them, but I can if I want to. Again, the socks color are so bad. I'm terrible at showing like, you know, what things look like on, but hopefully you get the idea. But these are the sandals, and yeah, they are so comfy and they actually fit. And it is interesting, these are a size smaller than the Crocs. Those were too small, way too small, in the same size as these, and these were way too big in the same size of those, which is super interesting. You never know about sizing. You really have to try things on. But yeah, I got new flip-flops. I forgot to charge my light, unfortunately, so if it looks a little bit darker than normal, that's why. I forgot completely that it was out of battery. But also, I put the little daisy on my shoe, and it looks so cute, and I know it's silly to be enjoying that so much, but it looks so adorable, so I'm so happy that I got the daisy. I was trying to decide which one I wanted because they had quite a few of them, and I didn't know if I would even, you know, like it on my shoe because I am so very sensitive to clothing and things. That's why I have to alter so many of my clothing that I have. So I definitely don't think I would like more than one like in each shoe. I think this would like be it. I don't think I would add any more because I would definitely feel it, but it looks so cute. But anyway, I'm gonna get started knitting here, obviously. There are currently lawnmowers outside, and I can't believe that people have started cutting their grass, so I'm kind of upset by that because that means that we're gonna have to start cutting our grass and yard as well because yeah, it is definitely growing quite a bit and quite quickly. I don't want to start having to do the yard work because once you start, then you have to until basically fall. It does mean that it's warming up, which is a good thing, but doing the yard work is not necessarily the most fun thing to do. It's nice being outside, of course, but you know, it's still not pleasant to actually having to do the yard work. But yeah, it has begun. It is official yard work season, I think. I think for us we'll probably start not this weekend but next because our yard is still not growing that much, which is very interesting. I do not understand that at all compared to others, but again, not complaining, but I do think most likely not this weekend, but next weekend we will have to start taking care of it for sure. Next week, it's actually gonna warm up quite a bit, so I'm honestly like kind of nervous about the tomato plants because it might be too warm for them out there next week. Just for one day. The other days are fine because then it goes back into being the cooler temperatures again. The temperatures are so weird this year, how drastically different they are from day to day. It is so weird. I mean, like, I'm enjoying it because it gets super warm and it is still only March is the first one. Yeah, I think March is the first one, but anyway, it's still early in the spring season, and it's already been like, if I were making a temperature blanket, I would have at least at this point probably 6 or 7 days where we would have used the yellow yarn, which is the warmest temperature range on the temperature blanket that I was using. So yeah, it's been a very interesting end of the winter into spring here. But anyway, I obviously got my new shoes back there, which I am so excited about, and I also wanted to say thank you, Father, because he is the one who found them. I was down a different aisle and looking at other sandals and kind of like starting to get, even though we had just got there like 5 minutes before, you know, you get a little bit overwhelmed because there are so many choices. They all either had like heels or they were too fancy and like, you know, not what I was looking for. So he was a couple aisles over and he held one of them up. He was kind of joking about it, but then I was just like, ooh, yeah, I'll try those on. So I don't think he was necessarily happy that he found them because he doesn't necessarily care for Crocs, but I actually very much like them. He didn't like them when I had them the first time either, which was funny. So now the fact that I have them again is quite hilarious, and they're waterproof and you don't have to worry about them. So I think they're going to be a good like alternative to those, which is exactly what I was looking for. And I tried them both on without socks, and they were still comfortable. So yay, that is really exciting. Honestly, I have not said this before, but the blue ones are kind of sort of reminding me of how a pair of flip-flops that I had when I was a kid. I still have them actually. I had two pairs of them. One of them I got oversized because I was obviously still growing and my shoe size was changing, and it still technically fits. I just don't wear it anymore because it's over 20 years old at this point and I don't want it to fall apart. I just have it for memory's sake at this point. But they're a pair of orange flip-flops and I wore those things everywhere. I mean, like literally everywhere. They're basically like, you know how shoes kind of start with treads on them, like for grip? These things are completely flat on the bottom. They are completely worn out, but the point is, these are kind of reminding me of how those fit. So it's making me very happy, and I hope that they continue to feel that way because yeah, having a sandal, just a flip-flop that is easy and comfortable for me I have not found one that has been as comfortable as those shoes since the orange ones. It's been a very long time, so I'm very excited to have something that is, just comfy for me, that I can just, wear easily. I tried on a bunch of other shoes too. Like I tried on one that was the same brand, I think. I'm not entirely sure, but of the ones that mom has that I borrow all the time when I'm going outside because they're too small for me, but I borrow them because they're convenient and they're right by the door. So I grab those all the time. And of course she does not mind, but they're quite comfortable. But I tried on one of those and I did like them, but I figured after wearing them for a couple seconds, I could tell I wouldn't go for them just because on days where I needed something to be less texture, I guess, would be the best word for it. I know it's not, but hopefully you understand, but it had too much going on the like where your foot touches the shoe. So I don't think I would grab them as often as like I would think I would because they're super comfortable and very squishy, but they just were too much, I think. So I didn't get those even though they were comfortable. And I tried on so many, but I just kept going back to the first one that I tried on, which is honestly really impressive. But anyway, that was a really long way to say thank you so much, Father, for finding some flip-flops and a pair of Crocs that I actually really like, and I am so excited to be able to wear this summer and spring, of course, because it'll be warm enough this spring, but mostly during the summer, I think. But anyway, besides finding a new pair of shoes, it was a pretty much normal day. Like I said, it was a busier day, but all my days have been super busy. I did not get a chance to play Animal Crossing today, unfortunately. It was Mom, Dad, and I, by the way, when we went for the shoes, and that was literally the only clip that I took, was us walking into the store, unfortunately. I was going to record inside the store, but like I said, there were a lot of shoe choices and I got overwhelmed pretty much immediately. And then it was also kind of busy. Like I literally had you in my hand. I just didn't hit the record button. I honestly, once we got in the store, just completely forgot, even though you were in my hand. The tomatoes, by the way, are still outside and they are doing great today. I needed to give them a little bit of water, not much, just a little bit, and Maple Tree also needed some water. I am so happy that they are waking up and are okay still. I know I didn't show you them, but again, it looks pretty much exactly the same as it did last time I showed you. But the tomato plants, yeah, those things are getting really healthy. I don't know, I'll have to check. I think it's gonna be freezing again tonight, but I don't know. I might leave them outside tonight, overnight. If I do, it would be their first night fully outside. I don't know. Yeah, I'm gonna bring them inside. I just talked myself into it because I don't think I am ready for them to be outside overnight. I'm sure they are, but I don't think I am. But I know they will be out there here very soon. The main reason that I'm gonna bring them in, I think, tonight again is because it's supposed to get really cold over the weekend, so I don't want to have them being outside overnight for a couple of nights and then have to come back inside. So I think I'll just continue bringing them in at night until next week. And I am leaving that one little tomato flower on there because I want to see if it grows a tomato, because if it does, that will be the first official garden tomato of the year. I know it's still part-time outside and inside, but still, I need to harvest some of my chives that are outside because those things are growing so much. I actually need to trim those quite a bit. I haven't because I haven't remembered to bring the scissors out there that I use for my plants, but I need to because they're getting quite big. And yes, Father did water his garden as well today. They are all doing amazing. His little clovers are actually like filling up the entire container that it's in already. Those things have grown so much. But I think after I knit the way back that I will be all done knitting for today. I think we're about halfway done with this square. I'm not entirely sure. And I can lay out the squares that I have previously made here so that way you can see, kind of get a better idea again on what I'm trying to make. And one more thing that I wanted to say real quick. I am just like, you are very amazing. I hope you know that. To be able to continue knitting your temperature blanket, even when you got behind, you didn't get overwhelmed with it, and you just like worked so hard to catch up. And I honestly am so impressed with how you did that. It is absolutely incredible. And that is so much work, and I hope you know how amazing that is, that you have knit that much and caught up with your temperature blanket. Just the fact that you didn't give up is honestly just like the most incredible thing. So I just wanted to say congratulations, and I hope you know how impressed I am. That is just like, I don't have the right words. I'm so sorry. I'm terrible with words, but I hope you know what I mean. It's just like, I am so just like, yeah, I can't congratulate you enough and say how amazing you are enough, because like being able to knit that much and not get overwhelmed, I definitely would have, because I would have just gone, no, never mind on that. It really shows how strong you are and how amazing you are. So I just wanted to say congratulations, that is absolutely amazing. But as for me knitting today, not near as impressive what you just did. This is what the little square looks like for today. We actually knit a little bit more than I was expecting, honestly. And this is what we're gonna be trying to make, in case you were wondering, because I haven't laid them out on the floor in a little bit. I'm going to try and make a blanket out of knit squares and granny squares. Can you see? Kind of. There you go. That's better. So I think what I'm going to do is, like, there's going to be a knit square and then a granny square, and then a knit square on the other side, and then a knit square, and then another granny square there and there, and over here. So like we're gonna have stripes of blue and gray, but every other one will be granny square and a knit, but then we'll have the stripe of color, because I feel like that would look the best and also work the best, because it's a mix of knit and crochet. I don't know if this is even gonna work, but we're gonna try because I'm curious, and I want them to be a mix of both, because we knit the temperature blanket and we crocheted the blanket, which both are on my bed currently actually, but because we crocheted the blanket with the leftover temperature blanket yarn, so because it's both knit and crochet, I want the leftovers to be both. So again, don't know if this is gonna work or not, but it's worth a try, and it's fun to make no matter what. But anyway, that I think is gonna do it for the video today. So thank you so much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed the video. video, but way more importantly, I hope you have a good day today, no matter what you're doing. If it's a lot or a little, it doesn't matter. I just hope you have a good day. And thank you again for understanding that I didn't exactly video while I was out, even though I meant to. So I do apologize, but thank you so much for being understanding while I'm trying to get better at this. But anyway, as for tomorrow, I would love to be able to get a chance to play Animal Crossing and to say hi to Bones, because again, he moved in like almost a week ago, I think, at this point, and I still have not said hello. So that's the main thing that I would like to try and do tomorrow. Besides that, I'm not sure what else is gonna be happening. I know it's a busy-ish day, but I'm not sure exactly what's going on just yet, but we will figure it out tomorrow. But again, as for today, thank you so much for being here and taking time out of your day to spend it with me. It means more than I will ever be able to say. And I will see you again tomorrow with the next video. Bye! I'll see you later!